Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back. Pay to the pit. You know me and Jay was having a blast before we started recording. That's why we was laughing. We was just laughing about some wrestling
Back
stuff.
with it.
But we
Back
back here. Pay to the pit. Another episode. Another Monday. How you feeling, bro?
hmm
Talk to me.
Feeling good, man. Feeling great. It's just fun times right now, man. We're doing. Man.
You know? We're doing good. Fun time in basketball, fun time in
hmm
wrestling, fun time overall, bro. But it might not be so fun for West Side Gunn. That's a bar.
Hey,
I didn't even
hey.
do that on purpose. It might not be so fun for West Side Gunn. You know, West Side Gunn, rapper and lifelong wrestling fan, claims he supported the WWE for years, but felt he
hmm
was ignored and mistreated by the company. He says WWE threatened his music catalog over unauthorized use of their intellectual property. He was kicked out of a recent episode of Monday Night Raw in Buffalo, which is his hometown,
Right.
after spending thousands, prompting him to publicly end his support for WWE and then also focus on his own wrestling venture called Fourth Rope Wrestling. So, bro, talk to
Mm.
me, bro. Tell me how you feel about what's going on with West Side Gun and WWE.
Yeah, man. I'm a little bothered by that specifically because I feel like if you know wrestling and you know West Side Gun and you know his tracks, you know that's just like his whole thing. He's
Yeah,
I think he's got a track named The Dudley Boys.
yeah, yeah,
And to kind of see the news of that drop and that happen to him, which this is just coming straight from him. I guess we don't really know the full details of everything of what happened, but just the fact that he's saying that they're sending him cease and desist letters and they had him removed from a show. I just question really where WWE is at right now because I feel like what they've been alluding to this whole time is like they want to expand the company, they want to expand the brand, they want it to be this worldwide thing.
yeah,
You're seeing all these content creators come into the mix. You're seeing the Logan Pauls, the Speeds be involved in some form. It may not be all the time, but they're gonna plug in these characters to make an appearance and kind of gain an extra little bit of audience from their fan base, right?
yeah,
And to see somebody who's like a dedicated fan, like someone like an O'Shea Jackson, right? Ice Cube's
yeah,
son, dedicated fans, right? West Side Gun is that guy, but I think there's a little bit of slight with him because when it comes to West Side Gun, he's a total wrestling fan. He watches everything. AEW, New Japan, you name it. He probably watches the indies, like
yeah,
stuff we don't even know about. And
yeah.
I've seen him on AEW a few times. Like he's always been a front crowd guy, and then the company shouts him out. They'll put him on camera for like 5 seconds. It's not like he's involved in anything,
Yeah,
but just to kind of see them do that, I'm just like, why do you claim to want to expand and continue to gain new fans and new eyes to the product and not put somebody like that in the front of things, right? Like, I doubt that Jelly Roll really had that effect, but they put Jelly Roll in a match and put him in front
for
of all
sure.
the fans, and you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
doubt that Jelly Roll's fan base really watches wrestling to any degree. They probably mostly don't. We don't know his exact demographic, but I can bet that most of those guys aren't being like, okay, I'm watching wrestling now.
yeah,
With West Side Gun, you might have that. I think you'd have that a little bit, especially because of all his references in his music. And then, I guess there's a bigger thing to be said when it comes to, I guess, how we treat these sort of like the black content creators, the black rappers. Like when it comes to these guys, we kind of like, it's almost like WWE has this exclusionary just mark on these guys. It's like, yo, include them. Like these guys are the culture. You want culture. You want people to be more invested in your product. Incorporate somebody like Westside Gun. I don't think you lose anything by doing that. You know,
absolutely.
and seeing that, like even now they on Twitter talking about, yo, this the ruthless depression era.
Ruthless Depression is classic. We're in a Ruthless Depression era. I love that.
They're like, yo, the tickets is too much. Like they kicking
Yeah,
rappers and fans out the arena. Like they said the cease and desist letters. I'm like, yeah, I got a point, man. Because seeing it now, just like no wonder people feel like this sort of ick about the product right now. As we speak about it, we're fans, but we try to be as impartial as we can be and just kind of give the information and the facts as we see it. But it's wild to see when you go online. A lot of the fan base is just like, nah, man. Like we not with this right now.
yeah, for certain.
And again, like I said, we're trying to hold on and just weather the storm and just kind of just articulate what's going on and talk about what we see. But I'm just like, man, it's sad. I think you need guys like that to be involved in what you're doing, right? Again, because if the goal is sales and numbers and fans and to grow, why not? That's all I want to ask. Why not?
Yeah. You know what, bro? I agree with you, right? And I think with everything, when an immediate change happens,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we're ridding a company, an organization, a basketball team of a figure that has so many dark, dirty stains on them, I think the initial is yay, right? And the initial is let's go. And then we start watching the product. And I think for some of us, it slipped our mind that, okay, we still got to remember this may not be everything Vince McMahon was doing, but all of these characters are still Vince McMahon. And we had that conversation before.
Mm-hmm.
All of the top dogs were under Vince. And I say all of that to say, bro, it's when you sell a company, in my opinion, when you sell a company to someone that's not diehard, this is what you get. They only care about bottom line. They
Yeah.
don't care about how great the storyline is if the money's still coming in. They don't care about it's a
Mm-hmm.
money thing. Where's the money? Vince, of course, bottom line always mattered too with Vince, but he cared about the product. He cared about the artist storytelling. And even though sometimes those stories was wild and out of our minds, it was something different. It was something new. It was something unique. And I think we're starting to learn that when one person had all of that power and was in control, there were still things that we were upset with. But I think now we're starting to learn that yeah, we may have been upset with a couple things, but was the product overall better? And I
Mm-hmm.
think as the years go by, we're gonna begin to start having that conversation. And if WWE isn't careful, they're gonna turn Vince from a heel to a face.
To
You know, they're gonna turn him from a heel to a
they're gonna have
face
their own
because
storytelling.
it can't just continue to navigate this way. And
Yeah.
again, I don't follow WWE's business. I'm not watching them on the stock exchange or anything, but I'm sure they're
Mm-hmm.
doing great in that regard.
Right.
I'm willing to bet they are. So it's like that's the change, bro. That's the little things like not being mindful of, hey, this is West Side Gunn. Now, what I will say, what I like to do in every situation is life. I would love to hear their side of it. I would love to
Mm-hmm.
hear them release a statement
Absolutely.
because I want to try to start tying some pieces together because I still haven't understood why he was kicked out.
Right.
Maybe I didn't read that somewhere. Maybe I
Yeah, I
missed the
haven't.
article or something, but I don't know why he was kicked out. And I would love an explanation on that. Like the unauthorized use of intellectual property. I mean, West Side Gun, you got to understand you get into a certain amount of money where you just can't do certain things. Even if you are a lifelong fan, bro, I get that. But it's just like you always got to understand business is business, right? And if
Mm,
you're doing that, you're putting yourself in a tough situation. Die hard fan or not, you know? If
true.
you're a diehard fan and they see that, go get the write off from WWE. If you can't get it, don't do it. But now you putting your catalog in jeopardy because of this. And I don't like that for him. And it's not fair that that's happening to him. But at the
Mhm.
same time, we can't absolve him from the responsibility for putting himself in that situation. We
Right. Okay.
fans too. We fans too, bro. I can't just take Roman Reigns' theme song and try to make paper off it, bro. I just can't.
Chopping it up. Chopped and
Yeah,
screwed.
bro. If I start coming out with OTC shirts and those things start selling, I'm gonna get a phone call too. The fuck? I'm gonna get a phone like, yo, what
The
you
giant
doing?
letter coming straight to your door.
And I think when anybody's intellectual property, excuse me, and as we get into podcasting, I think that's something that's going to become important to us too,
But yeah.
where it's like you don't want people just using your stuff without permission, making money off of it, and then maybe doing something backhanded. I don't know what that is, but again, I know there's more to this story. I'm not trying to say he's wrong or WWE's right or vice versa.
Right.
I
Right.
just know it's two sides. But
Hmm.
I say all that to say it's just certain things we just can't do. I don't care how big of a fan we are, bro. Like, we can't make a podcast and showing full NBA games, bro, because we basketball fans. No, they're
Right.
gonna strike it down. They
Straight
gotta
copyright.
make money off their product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I can't get mad at that. And to me, with this being the launch of his new fourth rope wrestling, this make me seem like, he's in the wrestling mode of like selling. Like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, perfect. Let me make this bigger than what it is because I'm about to put something out into the market. This may get bigger eyes on it, whatever the case may be. But it's like, I don't know, bro. I know it's another side to this story. Again, I'm not trying to say West Side Gunn's lying or wrong because
Hmm.
I don't believe
Right.
any of
Right.
that. I just don't think all of the details are there. So I
Hmm.
think it's gonna be interesting to see how that play out. And again, bro, let's be honest and let's be frank. When if he dipping and dollying and at AEW and that all of this other stuff, bro, you have a right to be upset if it's business, if it's competition, you have a right to feel this way, bro. Like,
Hmm.
you just have a right. We can't just absolve people of their response. Like, bro, if you own UPS and somebody else own FedEx, and you as somebody that's my bro, you see all my packages or certain things I'm starting to do with FedEx, you're gonna be like, damn, bro, like, you know what I mean?
What
Like,
happened over there?
do your thing, but like, I thought
What's
we
going
was,
on?
and I'm just saying,
Yeah.
respectfully.
Yeah.
If I know I'm using someone's intellectual property unauthorized, I'm gonna do everything that I can not to piss those people off. Respectfully.
Good
And I
point.
mean that respectfully.
Point.
You know? I'm gonna do everything I can. It's either that or just do it the right way. So that when you do come
Mhm.
to these situations, it's not like threatening the catalog. Threatening the catalog is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Because it's
people's
not just one or two
livelihoods.
songs. He got like where he got mentions and using
You know
references.
what I
It's a
mean?
lot. That's a lot.
So it's like you gotta navigate those relationships, carefully.
Hmm.
Sometimes you gotta even kiss ass. I'm being honest because you're doing something that's wrong, that's illegal,
Right.
and you're a millionaire. They're gonna come to collect, bro. It's different if it was us. They ain't getting nothing from me. What they gonna come collect? A couple $1,000? You know what I mean? Hey, none of them. But you talking about some, so right? Take over the pod. You know what I mean? Nah, wait, we keeping this. We keep this us.
We keep
This
it.
us. This is it's under a different LLC. They can't touch this. But yeah, bro. Like, I say all of that to say, you know, it's great to be a fan, and it's okay to be a fan. And yes, WWE has some tendencies that they're navigating and that they're doing that I personally don't care for. For me, just knowing what I know now. Now, if I read more information come out, my thoughts and my opinions I'm always open to change and learn. But
Right.
right
Of
now,
course.
it just he seems to have wrongdoing in this situation too. So that's all I'm saying.
Hmm.
Unauthorized use of their IP is wrong. Just point blank. Period. Fan or not.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I would love to see WWE release a statement. Somebody say something just so we could
Okay.
like get more
Yeah.
information. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Speaking of interesting to see how it goes, bro. Tonight, final Raw for John Cena in Boston. The champ is
Next.
in Boston tonight. He makes his final appearance as the last time is now tournament gets underway. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me about how you feeling about the tournament. Only a few of the contestants were announced so far. We know tonight is going to be Rusev versus Damian Priest
Hmm.
and Shinsei Nakamura battling Sheamus. We also know LA Knight is set to face a mystery opponent this Friday on SmackDown. So those are all of the names that we have so far. So tell me what you're
So
thinking
wait,
about it.
there's supposed to be more names added to the tournament.
Yeah,
It's not just
16.
those. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Because
so
when I
only
saw
only
that
seven.
initial, right, when I saw that initial first few guys, I was like, oh, I hope this is not it.
Yeah.
But I see, and that's the tough part about again where we evaluate the WWE universe for what it is. That's one
Yeah.
of just the tough parts right there, because you see these names and you kind of know, like, these guys, like, you know who's going over. You kind of see like the writing,
Yeah.
like, you know, like a
And you clearly
Rusev.
know who's not.
Yeah,
Like,
like, you know,
we
Rusev
know
is
it's
gonna
not
be
going to be
there.
Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, we know it's not going to be him. You know, it's not going to be Rusev either. But, like, you know what I mean? It's probably none of these guys tonight. It's not Damian Priest and it's not Sheamus. It's
At
none of
all.
these guys tonight. And
None
we
of
know
these
that.
guys.
We know it.
So that
That's why they could get at to us first.
right, right.
Because we know it.
And it's putting a lot of weight on that mystery competitor, because you're thinking, like, okay, like, is it actually gonna be our man Edge? Like, is he just gonna come back for the 1 month and do his little stint?
Yeah.
Because you looking at it, you're like, wow, great names, great guys, great workers, but
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of this, it's supposed to be John Cena's right final opponent leading up to the final match. So you look at any of those names, you're not gonna be like, yo, John Cena, Damian Priest, retirement match. Like, you're just not hyped.
You're not thinking that. She's just
But
not thinking
you
that.
know, I'm still excited for it though. I'm excited to see how this kind of draws out. I just hope that they give John Cena the send off that he prefers,
Yeah.
and give him a sort of
I think
storytelling
that's
that
why we
he
got
would
the
like.
tournament.
Yeah, right. I'm just hoping that
So
everything is
that we won't
geared.
feel like it was force fed to us. It was a
Yeah,
tournament, somebody won. That's the way
right,
they coming up with the
We
storyline.
got these
That's how
group of
you know it's
guys.
gonna be somebody. That's how it's gonna be somebody like an Edge or a Gunther or somebody like that. Because
Yeah.
it's like they don't have no storyline for it. That's why they
Mm-hmm.
doing the tournament. So it's like no matter who they give us, they can say, "Hey, he won the tournament." Not, "Hey, why is that John Cena's last match, bro?" And for me, it's just like, yeah, bro. To me, it could only be three people, bro. I'm being honest. To me, it can only be three people. It could only
Mm-hmm.
be either Edge, right, for the obvious reasons.
Right.
I think I was really heavily considering Gunther because I know he's been off for a minute and I know he's due to come back. And the
Mm-hmm.
only other person for me, like as a fan, as somebody who came home every day after junior high school and watched wrestling, only other person I would want to see him fight again is The Miz, bro. It's the only other person.
Oh, okay.
Only other person,
Okay.
bro. For me, because those two guys have made too much great magic together. That's a rivalry
That's
we
true.
don't often talk about.
Right.
But John Cena and The Miz were just like a match made in heaven. I mean, obviously, you can scale that up with Edge and obviously guys
Yeah.
like that. But
Right.
all
Right.
in all, bro, if it's not Edge, I don't care for it to be Chris Jericho. I saw that being dangled around somewhere. We
Uh.
got everybody else. We got Randy. We got Punk. We got all of the other guys that he had these intense feuds with. So why
Mm-hmm.
not let it be Edge? Why not let that music hit one more time? Why not let that be the way John Cena go out? I think that's how he wants to go out. I
Mm-hmm.
think if you look across his the last 6 months, I think that's more so how John Cena want to go out. After he gave the belt back to Cody, I think this is how John wanted to go.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
It's
fighting guys like AJ Styles, fighting guys that he could put on these storytelling events with. Like he's doing
mm-hmm.
finishing moves from X, Y, and Z. You know, AJ doing finishing. I think that's how you
Yep.
should go out.
Little history
Celebrate it.
with it.
Celebrate it. Just put on some wild match because we know the match don't mean nothing. Just entertain it.
Right.
So
Exactly.
you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
If it don't mean nothing,
So
try something.
So that's going to be great. Looking here is saying John Cena will kick off Raw tonight. Obviously, that's how it should be. He's going to kick off Raw. CM Punk is also scheduled to be there. Knocked out by Logan Paul last week, who's looked like he may be the new Seth Rollins of the division.
Oh man.
Jey Uso is going to be there tonight. And we got some great matches, bro. We got Stephanie Vaquer defending her Women's World Championship against Raquel Rodriguez. And then we
Wow.
got Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss putting the tag team titles on the line against the Kabuki Warriors. They also got Jey Uso and Becky Lynch advertised to be a part of the show. So we
Hmm.
got two
Okay.
last time is now matches. We got a tag team title match. We got the Women's World Championship match. So this Raw looking like it's shaping up to be a good one. Bro, it's really, really
Yeah.
shaping up
Yeah.
to
I'm
be a good
surprised.
one. You
Honestly.
know? You know what I mean? But I'm not. It's John Cena's last Raw in Boston.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, certain things
You
like
gotta.
I feel like and WWE got to add that third category because it's weekly episodic and then it's like PLEs, but it's something that's like right here for Monday Night Raw is like tonight where you
Yeah.
go, this is John Cena's, or just like when they debuted on Netflix, that wasn't a PLE, but that just felt
Felt.
different
Yeah.
than the
It is
rest
an
because of the
atmosphere.
way they presented it. And I think that's what they doing with this tonight because it's John Cena. You got tag team championship match, women's championship match, and 2 tournament matches.
Yep.
Man, come on, bro. Like you don't. When do you ever get that on a Raw?
Right.
Like
Roy, you
at
lucky
least
to
you
get good
gotta.
matches.
You know what I mean? That matters. So I'm looking forward to that, bro. I'm looking forward to tonight. It should be a great show. Any other thoughts you had about the card tonight? Anything you wanted to add before we
Um,
slide over from the pit to the
to
paint?
the paint. Ha ha.
Or
Euro
did I say
style.
that wrong? Is it? Are we going from the pit to the
Nah.
paint? Yeah, because the paint is
Yeah.
basketball, right?
The paint. Yes, the paint is basketball, bro.
Okay, yeah. So we're going from the
Yeah.
pit to the paint. Okay, yeah. I'm like, oh, bro, my brain fried. Don't. My brain fried. I'm not even
6 p.m.
smoking.
on a Monday.
Just long, bro. It is 6 p.m. on a Friday to me right now, on a Wednesday evening. But yeah, bro. Anything you wanted to add to the match card or what you're looking at? What we looking at tonight?
Yeah, I mean, nah, I'm feeling the card. I'm right now. I'm a fan. I like again, like you say, when you have events like this where it's just like it's not a PLE, but it's not just a regular Monday. It's a little bit of in the middle. It's gonna be. It makes for a good episode. I think I'm a fully tune in because you watch Raw, you
Yeah,
could kind of always just like, all right, I'm gonna leave this match right here. I'm gonna come back to the watch a
yeah,
little basketball, But this, I like the idea of the match card, and it's like you're not losing anything by watching every match. You're gonna get something.
exactly, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And we need those type of raws
Mm-hmm.
sometime.
Yeah,
We need those
hell
type of
yeah.
raws. So looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. Of course, we're gonna have our eyes glued on to it. And moving right along, bro. I wanted to talk to you about what's going on in the NBA, bro. So the NBA and FIBA have officially begun exploring the
Mm.
creation of a new Europe-based professional basketball league,
Wow.
potentially. Nothing's confirmed yet. Potentially launching in October of 2027. The
Right.
model of 16 teams with 12 permanent and 4 qualifiers. I just want to read through some of what this is going to
Well,
look like so that we could get a little bit more understanding. So the launch date is not yet fixed, but they're trying for October 2027. The structure is going to be 16 teams with 12 being permanent and 4 via qualification. Countries mentioned but not confirmed yet includes UK, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Greece, and Turkey. It is
hmm.
unclear which clubs will join and how it will integrate, but these are the talks that are happening now. So,
Hmm.
what you think about a potential league combined NBA, FIBA? What you thinking about that?
I'm honestly interested to see how that works out. I mean, it's basketball. I like basketball. I'm a be a fan because it's like this is. I think this is something that we kind of never really seen in a sense, right? Like you got FIBA, you got the NBA, but we never kind of seen this sort of like conglomerate of like, okay, let's bring both these organizations together. Let's come up with something. And then you said it was 4 qualifying teams.
Yeah, 4
So is
qualifying. So
that
12
like
permanent and 4 qualifying.
you think maybe it'll be sort of like how they run soccer in a little bit, or I guess football in this sense. Sorry, football fans.
Oh yeah, I am not the one to ask that because boy, I get chewed up in the
Yeah,
comments or something. I can't
you
I
gotta make sure
can't
you say
talk I
football.
can't talk football. I can't talk football. I ain't even gonna try, bro. I ain't even gonna try. I'm like, no, this is not how the money works. That's not how the money works. Paint to the pit.
Right,
No,
that's not how we do that.
it's not how we do that in
But
soccer.
yeah, because I know with that sport, right? If you they got their leagues, and then each league has like I guess different divisions. So for example, Premier League UK, you got I think 4 leagues. So it's the Premier League, and then it's the 3 other leagues where it's like the lower tier teams, which if they play well enough, they could get elevated to the Premier League. So I wonder if it's going to be something like that, where you have the
Yeah.
12 teams, and then the 4 qualifying
Okay.
teams could just swap in and out, and I guess they get to compete like that. But
That
yeah,
sounds interesting.
that'll be interesting. That'll be cool. It's something to watch, And again, like I said, we it doesn't seem like they've ever really tried anything like this before. So it's like, who knows what this means for the NBA itself? And then in terms of like I guess scouting, right? Like the scouting perspective, like where we might be able to see players, and I'm assuming these games would be all televised, right? Like we'll be able to see clips and highlights from players we probably would have never even heard of if it wasn't for this type of thing, you know, because every NBA, I mean, not NBA players, basketball players in overseas are kind of just scattered. Like you don't really know too many names unless they're coming over here, right? Like the
Yeah,
Sergio Rodriguez's, Ricky Rubio's, the Rudy Fernandez's. Like we never
absolutely.
even heard of these guys. Like you know, if it wasn't for the
That's real.
draft. So I think it's going to be cool. I can't wait to see it. I just want. Hopefully they drop some more news soon.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for, bro. Because to me, it just right now it just seems confusing. Like, all right, so we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do the 16 teams, and this is the NBA. Is this the NBA and FIBA separate from their individual leagues,
Right.
and then coming together for one league? Like, so you're telling me everything that I'm watching with the Nuggets, Jokic, Lakers, whatever, that's just the NBA. That's
Right.
separate. And then FIBA, is that still going to be separate? And then we're getting a third joint league? Is that what that looks
Mm-hmm.
like? That's one that's
Mm-hmm.
confusing to me. And two, I get it, right? Because if you was to ask me to name the four best players in the league right now, they're all international players, bro.
Right.
Whether you go Yoke, Giannis, Luca, and Shea, they all international players, bro. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's going to be an interesting part of it too, right? Because again, if this is not a separate league, I want to see how that'll play out too. And if it is a separate league, are they going to try to incentivize the international players to play in both?
Mm.
Because you know a lot of these guys are like super loyal and super dedicated to playing for their national team, regardless of how shitty the team is.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So if the team, and I respect that, by the way, I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
But if the team is like, if that team, let's say Slovenia, let's say is in the Euro League, are you going to try to incentivize Jokic to play for the Nuggets and for Slovenia? Are you gonna
Uh,
are you gonna allow, like, what if he just wanted to play for Slovenia permanently now that they're part of the FIBA thing now? Is that, are there financial incentives? I'm just gonna be interested to see how it plays, bro. My mind goes so many places, and with this and with
that's
such
true.
limited information, it makes me go, oh, okay,
Even
that's
even
interesting.
another step, bro. Like what about the rules? Because you know, like FIBA has different
Yeah,
rules from NBA. Who
hell
knows
yeah.
what that? Yeah, how they
FIBA,
going?
you take the ball right off the rim. You know, you ain't doing that in the league.
You got like 6 seconds to
You know.
pass the ball.
Yeah, so I do think that, and I also think like the financial model, like the revenue model of it, is going to be interesting. Because
Mm.
how does that work? Because you got salary caps here, you got X, Y, and Z, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Is that going to be the same for that league? Well, I just got so many questions that I know. We can speculate and we'll be on here until the cows come home. But I think it's interesting, bro. I think
Yeah.
it's about time. I think we knew the NBA was gonna start getting in tap internationally because of all of their best players being international, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes, bro. I'm looking forward to it if it makes sense. I want to see. I want to see how that goes. And speaking of making sense, bro. Speaking of making sense, we are here at the Players of the Week.
Players of the
Let's
week.
let's let's test our memory. Every week we gonna do. Every week we do this. We got to test our memory. So first week it was Wimby and Giannis, right?
I'm being honest.
Last week was
Uh,
it Shea and Maxi?
it wasn't Luca.
No. Luca ain't get played. I think it was Shea last week for sure. I'm just
I
trying to
know it
remember
was
if the
Shea.
other one was Maxi.
I
Let me
think Matt
see.
this week.
Nah, Maxi this week. This week is Kate Cunningham.
You're right.
Let me
You are
see.
right. You are right. No, you are right. I think you are right.
Hold on. Hold on.
I think
One
it's
second.
Maxi.
1 second, bro. Hold on. She's gonna have to get called back. Yeah, no, it was Maxi. Yep.
It was Maxi. Yeah.
And so this week is Nikola Jokic and Cade Cunningham. So we
Man.
got Jokic and oh, she's called. Hold on, bro. Give me 1 second, because somebody start calling you twice. You like something happening?
Something going on.
But yeah, so we got Nikola Jokic, who led the Nuggets to a 4-0 record this week by averaging 31 points, 13 assists, 11 rebounds per game. 4-0. The Pistons also went 4-0 this week, while Cade Cunningham averaged 31 points and 9.8 assists.
Easy.
Other nominees this week were D Book, Shea again, and Trey Murphy from the Pelicans. In the East, it was Giannis again,
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Duran.
Yeah, Jalen Duran. Yep.
Yeah, so
He
those are
been
the
balling
people we
out too.
had. But bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I caught a couple of those a couple of those Detroit games, bro.
Yeah.
Kay Cunningham been balling.
Yeah.
Cunningham, bro. He's coming into his own, and I love to see that. Hopefully he keep it up. Definitely an All-Star this year for sure, no question
Yeah.
about it. I
Hell
love to
yeah.
see that, and then Jokic. That's you
That's
know
that's yo.
you know
That's yo.
that's just what he do.
That's
You
right.
know
Right.
that's
It's
what he
starting to
do.
become the
Like,
regular
listen, those four guys I named, when they win Players of the Week, it's not surprised. When it's
at all.
Shea, Luka, Joker, or Giannis, and Luka the last one to win Player of the
Mm-hmm.
Week because the other three already got it.
Right.
So, like, when those guys win Player of the Week,
You
bro, it's
know what
like,
them stat lines is looking like.
and then the numbers are gonna be disgusting, bro.
Insane.
It's gonna be some otherworldly where it's like
15
triple
darn.
doubles or 38, 9-9, and you're like, oh, what's going on? But shout out to those guys. How you feeling about the Players of the Week, bro?
I'm glad Cade's getting this recognition, man, because to have to sit on the Pistons for all these years, I'm like, damn, bro. It's a
Yeah.
salute.
Shit, right? You know what I mean,
Well
bro?
deserved, man, because that man really been playing his heart out, and it's not like this is his first year doing so. Like he's been managed to improve almost every year that he's been here so
Yeah.
far, and just to see them, I think they're first in the East right now, right? Which I mean
Let's see. That's
doesn't
a good
mean much
question.
at this point, but it's you got to a win
It's
is a win,
something.
right?
No,
It's
you're
something.
right.
It's
Bro, they're
something.
8-2.
8-2, yeah.
They're eight
A
and
win,
two, first
a
in the
win is a
East.
win right now.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? 8-2 right now, so they balling.
Got
They
it.
balling.
Acknowledge.
So definitely, shout out to them, bro. Shout out to them. Hopefully they keep it up. Once we finish the pie here, I'm going straight to the Lakers game.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're about to tip off. So looking forward to that,
They
bro.
all
Another
about to
great
do
week in the
damn work.
NBA. Some great players of the week. Before we get out of here, bro, talk to me. Who you trying to shout out this week, from the paint to the pit
Ooh.
or anywhere in sports? Anything you seen
Uh,
this week? Who you trying to shout out?
who I'm trying to shout out. I want to shout out. Man, let me see. I want to shout out. Who's actually looking at it? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna name names. Damn, I don't know. I would say the Pistons, but I mean, we just acknowledged them the whole way through like that.
Listen,
But
if that's
actually,
your
no, you did.
acknowledgement, though, listen,
Yeah, but you did
I get
mention
it.
Jalen Duran, and I think he needs I think he needs that acknowledgement
He
too, because
does.
I was looking at his last couple of games, and he's been putting up some 30 balls. So I'm like, yo, like they trying to make a name right now, man. So yeah, Jalen Duran definitely. I might have to come back to FanDuel and throw some ballers on him.
Throw some money on him, right?
Throw some, yeah, a little 10.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. To be fully transparent with you and the pod, this was like one of the first weeks where I gave this question like more than 10 minutes of thought. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Like, I actually spent time and I thought about who I wanted to shout out this week, bro. And you know who I want to shout out this week? I want to shout out Alexa Bliss, man. Let me tell you why, bro. Let me tell you why. I want to shout out Alexa
Alexa
Bliss, bro,
Bliss.
because it's certain people, especially with, like, Bray Wyatt's passing and stuff. I think
Mhm.
it's certain people that the fans are just gonna, hold in a soft spot in their heart, and I think that's anybody who is in that Bray Wyatt orbit. And
Right.
I think Alexa is one of those people, right? And I wanna shout her out because I don't think there's any other WWE superstar diva that's active that could have gotten the fans to switch from mad to happy with Charlotte Flair as quickly as they did than Alexa Bliss.
That's
That
true, man.
was the perfect pairing for Charlotte. We all have a soft spot for Alexa Bliss in our heart,
Hmm.
whether it's because she was near to Bray Wyatt or just because of her talent on her own. Because I
Yeah.
don't want to skim. I'm a fan of Alexa Bliss beyond the Bray
Right.
Wyatt stuff, but
Yeah.
her coming back and not just trying to live off of that was a big thing for me,
Mm-hmm.
in all respect to the YA6 and all that, because that's the gimmick. But she's
Right,
not a
right.
part of that gimmick. So she didn't come back. It wasn't about, of course there's love there for Bray and everything, but she ain't used that to try to, push her. And for her
Mm-hmm.
to tag with Charlotte and for her to be as selfless as she is in this situation, where it's like, damn, bro, we really are cheering for Charlotte Flair when less than 4 or 5 months ago they were booing the brakes off of. I don't forget that promo
Nobody
with
was feeling
Tiffany
it. Yep.
Stratton, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
nobody's gonna forget that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
bro. And for her to lose that Mania match, which she should have, for her to
Right.
lose that Mania match, and then to really have this quick of a career turn, certain people it take them a while to really get back in the fans' good graces. And for her to do this, and it's not in the championship, it's the tag team championship. I
Right,
gotta
right,
give all
right.
that credit to Alexa. I don't think none of this works without her, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think any of it works. And there's certain superstars like that exist in the WWE that they just make everybody around them better, or whatever the case may be.
They're
Like
trying to
guys
make
like The
it.
Miz, guys like Dolph Ziggler. When you watch their matches, you're just like, damn, like he sold the shit
Mhm.
out of that
He's
move
gonna
for
make you
you,
look
bro.
good.
Like, bro, I know that forearm ain't make a nigga do a backflip. You know what I mean? Like, may knock them out, but guys like that, and Alexa Bliss to me is one of them, right?
Yeah.
She's one of those people where it's like, no matter where you put her, no matter who she working with, she's gonna draw. We're gonna love her. We're gonna cheer for her. And it's a select few of those people, but I think in the women's division, she's definitely one of them. So I want to shout her out because she's not somebody that we get an opportunity to speak on the pod about too
Yeah.
much.
That's real, man.
And for me, I want to highlight people where I'm watching wrestling and I go, oh, okay, this is just even bigger than just you.
Gotta give them their.
And so you got to give them their flop. So shout out to Alexa Bliss, man. I'm a fan. Shout out to Charlotte Flair. I'm gonna watch our tag match tonight that I know
Oh
y'all
yeah.
gonna win. And looking forward to the continued success. But that's all I got today, bro. Paint to the pit.
Mm-hmm.
We thank y'all, and we are out until next time. Me and Jay about to go watch some Monday Night Raw, work our way to Celestial and Marvel, all of the fun stuff. But until next time, bro, paint to the pit.
Yeah.
We are out.